Those who are caught endangering aircraft can face up to 5 years in prison.
Each time we are getting ready to reopen the runway, there's another drone sighting.
For those of you that have been watching my vlog for a long time, you will know that I use a lot of images from a drone, shot from a drone, to make the vlog look beautiful, especially when I'm out touring Scotland. There are so many awesome locations that look a lot better when you can add in some aerial shots, right? Drone photography is very popular around the world now because these things, they're very, very good technologically and they're extremely cheap. So to be honest with you, drone flying has went from being a specialist thing for people like me as photographers and videographers to being a mass market toy. But I think after today's events, that is gone forever. It's finished. It's ended. It's over, guys. Gatwick Airport, the second biggest airport in London and one of the biggest airports in all of the UK, has been shut down for 24 hours because of a drone. I cannot emphasize how much of a major incident this is. So let's get into that story and talk about why drone flying is over for the general public in the UK. Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Shaun and I'm a vlogger from Edinburgh in Scotland. Today I'm doing a very quick, low production video. I'm just talking to the camera about some feelings on today's incident at Gatwick Airport in London because it was major. And you guys know that I love drone flying. I love taking images from the air. I love giving you guys a different perspective on these vlogs. And I think you guys have appreciated it over the years because I get so many comments every time I do a vlog which has aerial footage from the drone that you loved it, that you thought it gave you a really awesome perspective on the area that I was going to, especially the travel videos I do around Scotland and other places. I've done a lot of drone photography and videography, and I've done a lot that you guys have seen on my YouTube channel, but I think those days are numbered. I think, to be honest, I'm going to cool it off with the drone flying on my channel because I think things are going to get very, very heated for those who are interested in drone flying in the UK. Anyway guys, I just want to say thank you so much for being here on my channel. You're all very, very welcome here, and if you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below so you can keep in touch with all my content from now on. Join the family. Also, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I have another channel called Adventure Everything, which is where I put my life vlogs, travel, adventure, and how to live the lifestyle of a digital nomad. That's another channel. It'd be great if you guys would join me over there as well. The link to subscribe to that channel is down below if you have not already. Right, okay, today's video is about Gatwick Airport. We are at the height of the rush of Christmas, the Christmas travel rush. This week, the week leading up to Christmas, is not a week that you want disruption on any major travel infrastructure. And Gatwick Airport is about as big as it comes for the UK. It is an international hub airport. It's not quite as big as Heathrow Airport, but still, even though it's the #2 airport in London, it is still one of the most important airports for all of the UK. A lot of flights come from all around the UK to Gatwick, all around Europe to Gatwick, North America to Gatwick. It is an important hub. And for the last 24 hours, it has been off bounds, it has been shut down because someone has launched an attack on the airport, essentially, using drones. And not even someone, I think this has been a team of people. This has been a deliberate attack. But from what we can see from the footage and from everything that we've heard about the story, it's not necessarily been an attack to endanger lives by putting these drones in the way of any aircraft that are taking off or landing. They have been deliberately flown over the airfield so that people from the airport, the air traffic controllers, would notice the drones and would shut down the airspace. This started off last night, yesterday at 9 PM. 2 drones, not 1 but 2, which indicates there are more than 1 person involved in this. They came over the airport boundary fence and onto the side of the runway. The airport was immediately shut down on Wednesday night, and then when they thought they had the all clear at 3 AM, they reopened the airport, and just as they reopened it, the drones appeared again. So they shut down the airspace again, they shut down the airport. This morning they tried to reopen again, and the drones, guess what? They came back. 3 or 4 times they've tried to reopen the airport, and 3 or 4 times the drones have made a reappearance. There's not been that much video footage of the drones themselves.
He's coming over your head. Over your head.
But the short video clips you do see, it looks kind of like a small drone like this. This is a DJI Spark. This is a small drone that I use to fly, to capture all of my aerial footage, whether that's in the UK or abroad. I love this thing, it's awesome. The drones look small that they're using, right? But there's a couple of indications that says that the drones that they're using have been modified. I'll get into that in a little minute, right? But first of all, what about the victims of this? There are victims and it's really severe. Last night, right, from 9 PM until 3 in the morning, over 11,000 people, 11,000 passengers were disrupted. Basically, their flights were cancelled, they couldn't land. A lot of the flights that were incoming at the time had to land in other airports, or Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester, lots of different places. That is a huge disruption in itself because a lot of those people would have wanted to come into London. They probably would have had to get bussed back. But those guys are not the worst. The worst is the people who would have been ready to take off to go somewhere for their Christmas holidays. We've had a lot of stories of people who have had horrific journeys for this, that were going on to funerals, for example. Lots of different stories of people missing it on Christmas, really important breaks. Those are victims. I have been in that situation before lots of times. It is not nice. And to think that that has been caused by drone pilots, and I'm going to say that word really loosely because it's more like terrorists, to be honest with you, it's quite sad. 11,000 people last night, but get this, today the airport has been shut down until 11 p.m. tonight. Over 110,000 passengers have had their flights cancelled, incoming and outgoing. 110,000 people affected by this. The airlines, mostly EasyJet and Ryanair, because they're the major operators at Gatwick Airport, are unlikely to be giving compensation to people because they say it's not our fault. It's an extraordinary set of circumstances, which admittedly it is. 760 flights taken off or landing today at Gatwick, all of them cancelled. This is major. It's hard for me to kind of convey just how big an incident this is, but it's huge. And guys, earlier this year, I actually went on a drone course to sit my license to be a commercial drone pilot. And I did the theory part of that course, which I passed, right? And I remember at the time, there had been another Gatwick drone shutdown. And this is something that people who do these tests, people who are professionals in the area are seriously worried about because it could really affect people who fly drones in the UK. But anyway, listen, last year, that drone was spotted at Gatwick Airport and the airport was shut down for 3 hours just. And when you look at the NATS, which NATS, by the way, is the body which does air traffic in the UK, when you look at their map of the flights that were circling because of what happened in that incident last year, the knock-on effect to flight traffic is absolutely insane for one small incident. Absolutely insane. Caused disruption around the whole UK and actually wider in Europe as well. It also leads to really increased pressure on air traffic controllers in other locations. And that incident in 2017 caused by a drone like this cost the UK economy hundreds of millions of pounds. Imagine what today's incident, which lasted over 24 hours, is going to cost. It's absolutely insane. It's like unbelievable how much damage drones have caused. But the last incident, it seemed like it might have been amateurs who strayed too close to the runway and got it shut down for a few hours. They never ever found those people. Although it is kind of ironic that it's the same airport that has been shut down again. Nonetheless, separate incidents. This one here seems like a highly targeted event. We don't think it's really terrorism as we would recognize terrorism, because terrorists themselves would probably be more likely to want to bring down a plane and cause injury to people. What's happened today with Gatwick, it seems much more plausible that the people simply want to cause major disruption to an airport, which is huge infrastructure for the UK. And that is exactly what they've achieved. They've actually done it. Gatwick's chief executive made this statement today.
Each time we are getting ready to reopen the runway, there's another drone sighting. And what I can't do is put the safety of our passengers at risk, and so the airport remains closed.
Even the Prime Minister got involved today, early on, to discuss the incident.
Legislation that we've already introduced, and actually we're consulting on further aspects of this, including further police powers.
The Prime Minister is mired in all kinds of Brexit madness right now. This is really kind of scary that this should have happened and it took her time. And for the rest of this afternoon, not only that, senior government advisors have been involved in this and have been very quiet. Like Jon Snow, the reporter from the UK, has said, the government are obviously looking at this as an absolutely serious targeted event. This is not amateurs, this is not some kids playing around, because it looks like these drones might have been modified. The latest news is the British government have actually sent in the army around the perimeters of the airport with lots of different specialist equipment to try and locate these drones, where they're coming from. The thing with Gatwick that makes it different from Heathrow, for example, Heathrow is surrounded by houses. So it'd probably be a lot more easy to spot somebody flying a drone there, somebody in the neighbourhood would see. Gatwick, meanwhile, is surrounded by forests, meadows, and stuff like that. The built-up areas are a little bit further away, so somebody could plausibly hide in some woods, right? Or hide in some farmers' fields. However, they have sent the army out in a big radius around the airport to try and discover where they are. And the fact that they haven't found anything, and the drones were still appearing even though they had lots of equipment around the area, means that they're probably modified in some way. Certainly, it doesn't appear to be that the people flying these drones were actually close to the airport when they did it. It seemed they also had extended battery life. I would be fascinated to see what drones they are actually using for this. If it does turn out to be standard DJI or whichever other manufacturer's drones, the ones you can buy in the shop, it would point to a couple of things. First of all, major infrastructure like Gatwick Airport has got inadequate controls, and probably the rest of the airports around the UK have inadequate controls to deal with devices like this. That's the first thing. The second thing I would say is the government are going to look at these things and think, how come the geofencing didn't work? Because actually, these are pre-programmed nowadays so that they know when they're close to an airport and will not take off close to an airport. The authorities have been blindsided. The fact that they've called in the army is major. And I think to actually recover the devices, the drone devices that have been flying, is going to be imperative, so they can work out what these people have done to get around, like the geofencing, for example. But I think one way or another, they're going to have to face up to certain facts here. flying drones in the UK because of today's incident. Like, I need to underline that and put it in bold and red. Huge disruption. It is a major incident. This is going to change things forever for drone pilots in the UK. I guarantee the UK government is going to work out some extreme measures. I would not even be surprised within the next day or two if this continues, if any more drones appear. I would not be surprised at all if they just put a blanket ban on all drone flying in the UK, just like as a temporary measure. But anyway guys, that is the situation. It is crazy. It's absolutely bizarre that this happened. It is bizarre that drones, small drones, have basically shut down a huge part of infrastructure in the UK. I want to do this video just to say that I think drone flying in the UK is going to become a lot more problematic after this. Probably around the world as well. A lot of agencies around the world are going to be looking at this incident. It is unprecedented, it is new. It's kind of new technology for these people, but it's going to be looked at heavily now, and I can see all kinds of restrictions coming in. Licenses are going to get tightened up. They've already been tightened up this year, but I think this incident is going to be the tipping point for major changes in regulations and laws. If they catch the person who's done this, they're going to be going to jail for 5 years. They already know that. I would say in terms of the damage that this person has caused though, 5 years seems quite a light punishment, to be honest with you. And it's absolutely a shame that people like this, and it's not one person, I shouldn't say person, it's definitely a team of people who are doing this, but whoever's done this has not only done damage to the UK economy and to people's Christmas breaks as well. Let's remember, a lot of people have lost their Christmas breaks because of this. Not only have these people done that, but these people are also going to be responsible for whatever laws and regulations come in to punish other drone users. It's a shame, but I think it is inevitable now. We're going to have to face it. Anyway guys, I'd love to know what you think about this. Have you seen the incident today? Were you affected in any way by the incident today? What did you think of it? It is a shame because like we all love the drone footage that we see on some of these vlogs and some of the ones you see on my channel, but like this has changed the game really. It's a shocking incident and not something that any of us would like to see. But it's happened. It's continuing to happen. The airport is still shut. The drones might still reappear. Like, let's get this in perspective as well. They have the army at the airport to try and track down drones. That is like unprecedented on a new level. Bizarre. Anyway, that is the story for today. I thought I would do a reaction because I use drones a lot, as you guys know. I love drone flying. I fly drones principally to get good images for this vlog. I hope you guys know that. That is the main reason for me to buy a drone and use them, is to get images for this vlog. So it's a shame if that will ever come to an end, but I can see the day where it will. Anyway, that's it. Love to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next adventure, I hope you have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are in the world. Take care.